Hello everyone, Brian from Bearable Traders here. It's Sunday, June 27th, and this is the weekend video where we take a look at what has happened over the last week and what we can expect for this week, as well as some stocks that I'll be watching for swing trades. And it's really hot here. We're breaking some all-time records here on the West Coast in terms of temperature, so it's a hot one here. And markets look like they're going to continue higher next week. We'll see as we deep dive into the analysis of the charts. Stick with me here. Okay, everybody. So this is sort of the wrap for June 28th, the week of June 28th going forward. So what have we got coming up this week? We've got non-farm payrolls on Friday. That's going to be a very interesting tell as to what the labor market's been doing. And I think a lot of people will be watching for that number. It's kind of a light earnings week. We do have MU on Wednesday after the market close. We've also got Bed Bath & Beyond, kind of a meme trade or a Wall Street Bets trade. That's also on Wednesday. And there are a few other earnings reports, but it's pretty light this week. Later in the week, we should have some July car sales numbers. So I think everyone will be watching those. Watch Ford, GM, obviously some of the Chinese names like Li and NIO. And of course, Tesla will be front and center on those if we do get those reports at the end of the week. And really what I'm going to be watching this week here is I'm just watching this 10-year yield because, if it goes up, we're going to see some weakness in the Qs and probably some strength in the financials, and vice versa if they start to leak lower. And of course, the US dollar, keeping an eye on that because that'll have an impact on materials and the emerging markets. And for stocks, we'll talk about some watch stocks, but I think right at the get-go in the morning, space was hot on Friday and pretty heavily shorted, so we'll see a lot of price action on space when the market opens, and probably in the pre-market as well. So let's get on with the rest of the analysis. But before we do that, I always like to get in a quick advert for my book on Amazon, How to Swing Trade, if you have not checked it out yet. It's there for the taking, and apparently it's a good read. We've got almost 1,400 reviews on that one, 4.5 stars. So let's start looking at the indexes. We'll start out with the TLT, which is a 20-year Treasury bond. This is the price of the bond, so as it goes up and down, it impacts on the yields, or the yields impact the price, I should say. So you can see here we had a bit of a drop on Friday, which indicated yields were going up because they move in inversely. And there was a bit of volume there on Friday, so kind of an interesting pickup after this real decline in volume over the course of the week here. It's weakening up, and so it did hold the 20 moving average, so I'll be watching this one again. This is kind of going to be an important tell as to which way the Qs are going to go next week, and possibly the financials as well, because the financials tend to do well when the interest rates are going up, and as we know, the Qs have been a little bit sensitive to rising interest rates. A lot of growth stocks aren't liking when the interest rates go up. And here's the 10-year Treasury yield. You can see here we popped up a little bit on Friday, again sitting at resistance. We have been in a downtrend, and we are still in a downtrend. So, but I am still watching this pretty closely. RSI is hooking back up here. Stochastic's pretty oversold. This could be turning back up. So again, I think it's going to be a pretty important metric to be watching for this week. The transports, heavy sell-off, and then we had a nice bounce back here during the week, but really after that Monday, that big Monday jump back after this sell-off, we really didn't make a whole lot of progress in the transport, so kind of flattening out here. Volume did build on Thursday and Friday. Stochastics are sign of hooking up here. Maybe the MACD is turning, so maybe we do break out here. And again, on a weekly basis, we were up on the week after 4 days or 4 weeks, I should say, 3 weeks of selling. So we were up almost 2.5% on the week, but that was after a pretty significant sell-off through June. The Dow had a nice day on Friday, as you can see here. And right through the week after that Monday pop, we had a continuation move, almost front-running the transports. Good volume on Friday, after some pretty lackluster volume during the week. Stochastics heading up, MACD heading up, so RSI heading up, all the indicators, momentum indicators showing us the way maybe higher. Didn't quite make an all-time high here a couple weeks ago, and now we pulled right back to this 20 moving average and bouncing off it. So again, we'll see. We'll probably retest this 35,000 level. The Qs, again, not a great day on Friday. A bit of a sell-off after this, strong sessions through the week. Volume really light here. You can see, it's not the kind of price action you want to see when you get a breakout. You like to see sort of volume confirm that breakout. That does not mean that we can't continue just to grind higher here on low volume. It just means that there are obviously more buyers and sellers, but you're not getting a lot of institutional buying there. It's just people chasing the market higher. And you can see here Qs on the week, all-time high. Even though we were off the high of the week, we were still up over 2%. So Q still looking strong there. And the SPY, same thing, breakout to a new high on Friday. And on a weekly breakout, new high for the week, up 2.8% on the week. And like I said, all-time high, but certainly not huge volume to write home about. And the IWM, again, tried to take out a new high. Did actually, I'm not sure if it actually made a new high, but you can see here well off the high on Friday, kind of a reversing doji there. On the week, we're back up, testing all-time highs here. Average sort of volume on the week. Again, stochastics, momentum indicators are indicating where maybe we're going to head higher. So maybe next week we do break out on the IWM. The dollar, we're just kind of chopping in a range here. This is the Monday we gapped down and then really didn't do much over the week. So, and the volume here really light. So we're just hanging around this level by the looks of it. So watching for a breakout of this range. And the VIX, again, just no fear in the market. But basically this is telling you they're reaching for those premiums in the options. So the VIX is still very weak here, no fear. And for all you Bitcoin bugs, here we are. Bitcoin has put in a double bottom here at this sort of 31,700, 31,800 level, and 20 moving average kind of curling up. MACD is kind of curling up. Put in a higher low, I should say, on the stochastics, and it looks like it's going higher. So I think Bitcoin could be finding a bit of a bottom here. So let's just take a quick look at some of the sectors here. The discretionary, you can see here Thursday, Friday, we put in some hollow fill candles, which means they opened up higher and closed lower on the day. Again, not exactly encouraging price action, but we still managed to close up probably near the high of the all-time high with consumer discretionaries. Again, technology looks like it's sputtering a bit here. Again, going to be watching those interest rates to see what happens, because if they do start to move up, then I suspect we'll get a sell-off again here, like we did get back here. Industrials, kind of struggling here. Materials, again, really big sell-off after a huge run-up, and so just keeping an eye on those, but they don't look like they're in a hurry to move back up. Energy looking very strong, and we'll get to that in a minute with the price of oil. Healthcare, again, a sector that's looking very strong right now. And the financials, of course, and keeping an eye on interest rates, as I keep mentioning here. Let's take a quick look at the healthcare sector. You see it is breaking out here, and it's looking like it's pretty strong as well. We had some decent volume coming in on Friday on it. Okay, so a quick look at some of my holdings here. Airbnb is really not doing anything. I was hoping it was going to break out here. I might next week consider selling some 155 calls against the position, collect some premium, as long as it's going to stick in this range, and maybe use my position that way to just generate some income. BTX looks like it's going to break out here. Liking that one. BBC, a bit of a pullback on Friday, still holding that for a move higher. Ford, I'm back in the calls, and as long we'll see. I guess we've got those sales coming up at the beginning of next month. ICLM just looking like it's getting ready to break out here, so I'll have some of that. Playboy came back up, almost back up to this neckline here where it broke down from. I'm still holding some, but did cover some on that flush. So I guess if it pops above this, starts to close above this sort of 41 level, I'll stop out of the rest. And Willow, again, just a bit of a disappointment there, but still holding some Willow. Let's take a look at what we got on Watch. Etsy, I had that from my list last week, and during the week, you can see here it is kind of breaking out. I did not take a position on it, even though I did get an alert. I'll be keeping an eye on that to see if we get maybe a pullback, and I might take an entry on it. But might be a good possibility to push higher. FSLI, sort of the same story. I got this alert on Thursday, but it ended up closing off on a session, so I didn't take a long, and then it broke out on Friday, so I'll be watching that one again. You can see her volume building on it. It does look like it could come up to this sort of 65 level before getting some resistance. Fubo is another one I was watching as in the day trading room as well. You can see here nice breakout. It looks like it's going to push higher here. Here's resistance around sort of this 35 level. And then if we can get through there, there's a small gap to fill here. There's sort of a gap in this range, something in the $40 range. So could be a good trade I'll be watching on Monday. Gold just can't get out of its way. I'm just keeping an eye on that right now for a move. MSOS took a bit of a position in this one on Thursday, and now I'm just going to hold it. It's cannabis sector. I think we're probably going to get maybe a bit of a run up here as more states come to vote on legalization. NNMD, it looks like it's ready to break out here. Had a nice day, had a decent day on Friday, although it did pull back well off the high, but I think it might be going higher. So looking for a break of 9 there. PLTRs are looking very strong here, and we had a nice breakout from this prior level here. You can see here it banged its head and then it started to break out. So I'll be looking on Monday for a bit of a pullback here. You can see here good volume on this breakout. This is the kind of volume action you like to see on a breakout, as opposed to some of the indexes that we've been looking at. Plug, I'm out of it right now, but I'm just watching to see if it holds at 20. SoFi could be coming back down here to around 18. This is prior resistance, and this is where it broke out from, so maybe we'll get another bit of a pullback here on Monday or Tuesday, and then have an opportunity to maybe take a position. Oil just continues to grind higher, and it still looks strong. Momentum is good, and I think oil probably goes higher. That's really pulled back. I think it might pop up again now that they got some stuff squared away with the infrastructure deal, so we'll see what happens there. And ZIM, this is another one that seems to be breaking out here. Decent volume both Thursday and Friday, and I'll be looking at that one on Monday as well for continuation move. And there was one I missed, this Viacom. Viacom looks quite interesting to me, and it looks like it's starting to break out as well. And so nice move above this this 43.50 level, and just got through this 200-day moving average. I think it's going to go higher. 49, this 48 level, actually 48 level. This is a level from back here. That could be resistance. 50 is probably going to be some resistance, but looks like it has some nice upside momentum here. Stochastics have already turned. RSI momentum is picking up here on the price action. So yeah, liking Viacom. Okay, so let's wrap things up. Let's see what the futures are doing right now. You can see S&P pretty flat, not really moving at all. 4 points. We've got the Dow up 60. Again, not really nothing to write home about. The Nasdaq up 6. The Russell up 6 as well. So markets are looking like they're going to open pretty flat here. I have to say the price action has not been super exciting as we're breaking out here. It's more like a grind higher than a real solid move higher. But you can see here oil's up right now, another 30 cents roughly. Both gold and silver are up a little, but again, nothing is really exciting is happening with gold or silver. And we've got these yields just down a fraction right now, a very small amount. So yeah, everything looking a little bit flat right now. So we'll see what happens at the open. A lot can change between now and then. So hope everyone had a good weekend, and we'll hopefully see you in the Bear Bull Trading Room in the morning, 8 o'clock, live on YouTube. We'll start with Jared, Engineering the Markets, and then 8:30 live on YouTube. Norm and Carlos will take us through the pre-market show, all the movers and shakers that are happening at the pre-market. And then, of course, we'll be trading the market open at 9:30. So hope to see you at all or one of those events. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow. Bye for now.